Welcome everybody to episode 5 of Double KO Radio. I am here with my fellow co-host David.
Hey, what's up?
I am Poe, by the way. I don't know if I introduced myself. I'm a little bit on an itis high right now because our producer fed us well a couple seconds before recording. So I'll let David kick it off on what we're talking about today.
Oh, damn, on the spot. Hey, guys, so definitely a lot of news happened recently, and we're going to definitely kick it off with a Versus Series podcast, right? I think that's what we're doing.
Yeah.
Sure.
Again. We're doing it again because episode 4 was MVCI stuff. So
Absolutely.
this time we're bringing back some Dragon Ball that we talked about. I think that was our first podcast, right?
I think so. I don't remember.
It was so long ago.
It was like years ago. So yeah, definitely we're starting off with Dragon Ball Fighters. A lot of interesting news, man. They give us a little bit more hints about the game. Now that it's getting close to the beta, so now we're hungry about it.
The beta was actually, for anybody that doesn't know, it was pushed back to. I forgot the start date, but the end date is when Marvel comes out. So
which is good, right?
Pick and choose, people.
So then you can be like, oh, this game. This game.
Man, that beta was cool. But actually, the beta is gonna be a little weird. Mm-hmm. Did you hear that it's gonna be in like hour intervals? Like it's gonna be like for these couple hours you could play, but then for these couple hours you can't. Then for these couple hours you can. It's like weird.
I think I because the whole point of this is testing the netcode. And they want to have the most data they can get in a moment and then shut it down, get those data, let's see what we do, numbers.
Yeah.
Which is like Street Fighter Day, right? So...
Yeah, and that worked out fine.
Yeah, perfectly fine. So Dragon Ball Fighters, 2 characters right off the bat they show in a magazine called V-Jump, which is by, a lot of anime and collaborations in Japan, and they always show the latest and greatest. So they showed Super Saiyan Blue Goku and Vegeta right off the bat, like right in the first screen, and hype, right? The only thing is that goes a little bit contradicting with what the producer of the game was saying, that how they want to go about it. I'm not sure if you guys been following up, but she wants to keep the less mirror characters or copy characters into the series of this game. But I don't blame her, man. You know, we have Super Saiyan Blue Goku, Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta. They're super extremely famous, and especially in the anime, if you guys watching or following, so they have to be there. We talk about that in one of our previous podcasts.
Well, I kind of have mixed emotions about it because on one hand, I prefer for something like that to be something after release. You know what I mean? Like get more character variety at the beginning, and then like maybe after launch, because it'll still be hype after launch. You're like, all right, we got all these characters, oh shit, fucking Super Saiyan Blue or whatever. But on the lighter night, on the good side is now we definitely know, because all we had was the hint of it being possible was Golden Frieza, but now we know that it's very possible to get characters from Super.
Correct, especially now that that's the open doors for it. And they're gonna start it with the most famous one, of course. I think it's a selling point now at this point. They just want to keep railing in people in. Think about it. They're very smart. Marvel released a couple of stuff, so they're releasing always competing between news. And this news is fantastic. It grips to the characters. It grips to the fan base. I got hype. Even thought it's American.
And honestly, like no matter what, if both companies are bringing out things around the same time, it starts a debate.
Hmm?
Like even if the news isn't that crazy, it's gonna start the debate. Yeah. This side versus the other, civil war between Captain America and Iron Man,
and versus Goku and Vegeta.
Yeah,
sounds like a Mugen game. But you're totally right. Yeah, about that. And I think that's the whole reason they did that. They hey, let me show you what we're bringing. I didn't think they had to show that.
Bro, they're in cahoots.
You think so?
Cause Capcom's getting help from, I can't say the name, Bamco Namco.
Bandai Namco.
They're getting help from them about like all their netcode stuff. Like
because they
didn't
help, right?
Not specifically any details have come out about that, but they're helping them in their netcode issues because they've had issues.
Maybe helping them is sabotaging them.
Oh man, this is
what
is this, wrestling show?
Yeah, but back to the characters announcement. So they show also in the magazine, somebody managed to translate what they said, and it shows a couple of hints of what the character's going to be playing, like the type of style. And they have Goku like with different stats, like it shows power, speed, endurance, stamina, and all that stuff. And for Goku, he has maxed out speed, right? And it actually shows the description like this is a very agile character, like it's extremely fast, right? So I guess that's what they're gonna go about it. Maybe a rush character, or maybe not even rush, but at least all his moves are extremely faster version of what the version he is now.
I think they're pretty much warning people that he's gonna be hard to control.
Yeah.
Like in movement, like in the sense of movement, and maybe confirming hits to other hits or links and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you're gonna need a extra bit of execution for that character.
Yeah. And that would be cool because the whole point of that is showing how powerful he is at that moment, right? And they also go about it as saying what type of super he's gonna have, right? They actually went, hey, look, this is the super he's gonna have. We're not gonna keep it, in pictures and not tell you what it is. So they say that his super is gonna be something that really happened in the anime. Once again, if you follow, he's 10 times 10 Kaioken Kamehameha, what it being Super Saiyan Blue. If he plays the song that it was also in the anime while he does that.
Oh man, for like as long as the duration of the super that is happening, that'd be crazy.
You imagine that, dude? That would be ridiculous. And then after that, you're like, oh, that's great. They also show Vegeta Blue. For me, it was a little bit more underwhelming. Because
yeah, because it's Vegeta.
Absolutely, and the fact that he has so they show he's completely going power. It's all power in his grid base that he has the stats. Still looks good, the visuals of him, but his super, what they show is like a enhanced version of his final flash that he has already in it. So that is a little bit of a watered down version because we know already they're copy characters, they're mirror characters, and then having the same super on top of that.
But quite honestly, like I know you watched the anime. What has he done different in that form?
He can do the gut punch that he did to Kaba. He can do. He has mastery of his style now, so he doesn't have to do just that desperation.
But I think that's what sets him apart from Goku is like, he'll feel like he's stronger, so he's gonna go, okay, now I'm gonna do more damage with the same stuff.
I think he gets more cocky about it. So
yeah, that's probably why he's going for power, which kind of makes sense for his like
grid
archetype or whatever, like his character style. And Goku will go for, speed to catch people off guard more often.
And because of what he has, the Kaioken, right?
Yeah.
Which is extremely fast. But they both look great. I'm pretty sure the animation is going to be very cinematic, extremely cinematic, given the characters they are and what they represent. And then that was great. And we were like, oh, that's fantastic. And then they chose one of the characters we had of our wish list.
Wait, can you, before we get to that character, I wanted to share an idea with you. I don't know if I got to share it with you before. Another reason I was kind of disappointed in the blues being announced was for Sparkling Blast, right?
Yeah.
That mechanic, which is basically almost like an X Factor type of ability for all characters, all spread out through the cast, right? I was thinking it'd be cool in a way to incorporate the characters that evolve to be like, let's say if they're, because the Sparkling Blast gets stronger if the less characters you have on your team,
like X Factor.
So let's say you're Goku, right? And you're the last character on your team. And just as an aesthetic, it doesn't have to be too crazy. Since you're the last character and you pop Sparking Blast, you turn into blue instead of like regular. And then maybe even if the super is kind of the same, maybe his super changes to the Kaioken.
Kamehameha.
Yeah, so like that's what I thought like would be cool for the game, like just to like it'll be those moments where it'll be like, yo, he turned blue on him, like because it'll be more rare. You know what I mean?
And then, but then again, you also have to take in consideration his moveset is gonna change, because his super is different, right?
I mean, it's an anime game, bro. He could be a completely different character.
No, but I'm saying during the gameplay of it, correct? It can happen, but I'm not sure how balanced that will be in that sense.
No, well, I didn't take into account like a lot more being different. Like I would figure that it would explain Sparkling Blast being that they do get stronger.
The comeback mechanic.
Yeah, it explains the comeback mechanic more because they're technically a stronger character.
Absolutely.
So if the characters that do evolve, maybe you get that extra, like tell on screen, like, hey, this guy's stronger now because he's blue, not just he's stronger now because he pressed buttons that activated something.
Which makes sense, and then you want more of that, right? Because then you have most of the very iconic characters morph or transform, right? Like if we go a little bit about it, like Majin Buu, right? I know he has a super. He turns into like the other version, the Kid Buu. But then that's what you will want to be when you go sparkling. No, I'm upset, so let me go Super Buu, or let me go. He goes really upset and gets to Super Buu, like how he does, or Kid Buu, you know.
Yeah.
But then we're talking about he cannot have the same limbs. He cannot have the thing. I think that aesthetic of the just changing the color of the hair and having the aura would be fantastic.
Yeah.
I think definitely would be fantastic. Or maybe it could be this, given that this is like a arc system game, or it's not like this. It is an arc system game. There has a lot of transformation supers in those games that literally changed how the character looks. I know I'm getting a little bit drift off from that, but just to give the perfect example, Soul Bad Guy from the main game and Arc System, when he does a move that transform, he literally, his whole body changed. His moves has different things. He moves faster. His moves are literally kind of evolved version of what he has.
Yeah.
And it's for a couple of minutes and stuff like that. I mean, a couple of seconds.
He basically turns into like Dimitri's demon form.
Yes, right? And he looks incredible. And when he wins, he stays like that. So it's not like, it's really well.
That's
so that could be into place.
I think I think it could work because in anime games, there's like so many different mechanics that I don't think it would matter much. That's why I had that in my head. But it is what it is.
It looks great. Maybe they're listening to you, and they'll put
I hope so.
Into the
Blizzard. I know you're always listening to David and I and taking our ideas. Can you please email that over to Namco Bandai?
Oh my God! You almost had it. Bandai Namco.
Almost. All right. What's next?
The next one is they have the waifu Android 18, so they have.
You know how the one girl.
The one girl, and everybody claims it.
The
sounds
one
like
girl
Bob.
with an artificial vagina. So practically not
a morph it and be.
Well,
anyway.
Well, I'm assuming she's like her original form, not the I had a kid
King metal. So Android 18, which is not surprising that she's in the cast, but what is surprising is that her twin brother. It shows on the scan of the magazine. It says. That she's there as a standalone character, but having her twin brother number 17 to assist her. So it doesn't necessarily mean that he's out of the cast, but it just shows that at least in this form right now, he's not a standalone character. He's just gonna be like a type of assist for her move. It shows her she's well rounded. It doesn't go into detail. She's gonna be more mixed up or anything like that. It just shows well rounded on the graph. But it goes into details about her super, right? Her super is interesting. It's called Axel's Dance, it's called. And basically, you summon 17, and it says, and this is what it says on the description, is 17 comes to assist you, and you could combine that with other supers to combo your enemy.
That's dope.
So it is dope.
I mean, I haven't seen it, but it sounds really cool.
It is. For me, this sounds more like a very anime mechanic. It's a very anime mechanic. Like those in Blaze Blue, they have a puppet that you do a button and he does an attack that you can delay. Or even Killer Instinct, like Gargos had those little minions that you summon and you press an attack and he does something on the other, which is extremely annoying and very high-end gameplay for that. It's a little bit bittersweet for me. I'm gonna be honest with you.
How come?
So they're one of the very iconic duo based on what happens once again in the anime. If you don't follow the anime, they're still great. In the fan base, people like them. 17 more now, recently than before. But I think there's a lot of potential out there because it's not letting 18 shine on her own, right? It's letting 18, you're shining only because you're with him.
Yeah.
And I get it,
And the parts where, like, it's a super. It's
correct.
Like the most, it's like the climax of the character.
That is when she really supposed to shine. And I get it why they're doing it. Everything is nostalgic. Everything is straight to the manga or to the anime. So that's what they did. They will team up and they will fuck everybody up. They will mess anybody up they can, and that's cool. But given that you don't control the animation when it happens, it might not be as cinematic as you would expect it. You summon 17. 17 is doing random stuff, or you're doing jab, crouching jab, and it just looks, but in the hands of the pro, it can look great. Now, if it was a cinematic that you hit them and both of them come, and they both wreck, and then they leave, that would be more shining for her, still more interesting for me. But they're the masterminds, so they probably know what they wanted to do. I had an idea.
I'm sure it'll look cool when we see it.
It will definitely look cool. It's anime, dude. Yeah. I had an idea about it before they announced this, that when they show up, depends on who you pick, either 17 or 18, they both show up at the same time. And depends on who you choose, will tell the other hey, I got this one. And then the other one will say like a snark remark or something like, oh, don't you lose now, or hey, hurry up, we gotta go somewhere else. And that would be fantastic, like, wow, they're not even taking you seriously. Why, what? And it's awesome.
Yeah, it plays to their personality.
Correct. And if you would, now that we know the super is going to be like that, when you call your partner, you'll be like, oh, so you really needed help. Or, oh, you really call for me? Like some of those naughty remarks and stuff like that.
Shut up, man.
Correct. And that
I got this. Fine, tag me back in, myself. Like, since you're the one controlling it.
And I think that's a lot of room they can use to play around with that. At least that was my wish list for that. And hey, it doesn't mean that they still cannot happen, because we still don't know if 17 is not going to be in that.
Right.
Maybe it's a Super 17, So then the next person they got is Android 16.
Who was not on our list.
Definitely not. I don't think so.
No, he wasn't. I remember we had him there, but we were like, no, maybe not. We already got 2 Androids. I don't know.
True. And he's the least favorite one in terms of those 2 being there.
He's like one of those, like, if somebody tells you that was their favorite Android, it's rare.
Yeah, you'd be like, oh, yeah. You don't have a cool reaction about it, right? And given time he was strong and once again in the anime and everything else, I think it goes up to par because he's gonna be a grappler, right? We don't have technically right now so far a grappler. Everybody's a striker, right?
Yeah, well, I mean the closest thing is Boo because he has like a command grab thingy, and he's big and fat.
I guess.
So
right?
he's a big body. Now there's another big body.
There's another big body. It says on the thing that one of his strengths is having a lot of long reach. He's a really tall character. So I think that's gonna come into place. And of course he has his super like he normally would does. That he does in the anime, that he takes his arm. It just shows a little bit about it. I forgot the name of it. Darn it, I thought I wrote it. But it's his Hell Flash, basically.
Yeah.
In the anime. So I'm not sure if it says the same thing in the game. And we have a grappler, right? We now have a grappler, and the graph says it's all about power once again, like Vegeta. Very little speed, which is obviously known, but I think that's gonna come into part with the reach.
I'm calling it right now. His dashes suck.
Or maybe he has a super dash because he has an Android. Or maybe his
dashes suck because he has long reach.
Yeah, you're right. And those were the 3. But then after that, after we have all this character announcement, they even throw us the sprinkle a little bit in there, just to tell us about it. They announced the lobby. They announced they're gonna have a lobby into the game. You'll be like, okay, lobby is great. We're expecting a lobby, but this lobby is unique. It's gonna have 6 individual players, each controlling a character. So we're looking about 3 people in one team, 3 different people in one team, fighting at the same time. In turn-based, whoever is active on the moment.
So it's gonna be like, so essentially the game is 1v1.
Mm-hmm.
That one person controls 3, the other and their opponent controls the other 3. So in this mode, it's gonna be each character is individually controlled by one person. Yeah,
correct. And this game has a tag system that you will tag in your friends. Or they didn't went into this as using assist. So I wonder how this is gonna play. But in this game, you could call your assist, which is your teammate will come and do a move, or you will tag that teammate in and you will leave.
That's the one when I heard that news, that's the first thing I thought of, like, how's that gonna work? Who's in control? It should technically be the person out there fighting to like at least do the one where it's like, hey, tag, you're replacing me. But I don't know if it'll be the same thing for like someone just pressing out an assist. Like maybe to keep the other 2 guys engaged, thinking this will be a good time to press, me to assist them or whatever.
Do something. And also goes into play. It says on the magazine. It says that it's active switch, which means is that it's not like you're gonna be waiting for time to wait your turn to go into fight. It's not like round is finished, now you're gonna go. Like literally any moment you could be tagged in. It doesn't say who has the control for the tag in. I'm gonna say it's more like Street Fighter X Tekken, that when each player control each characters, and the person fighting at the moment will tag in the person. Like the person in the background will not have the control of it. Yeah. They just have to be aware, hey, I got tagged in.
They gotta be ready.
Don't fucked up.
Yeah.
I think that's what they meant by that. But the only thing that is very curious about this is it gonna be a open room where everybody's network collides, or is it gonna be one host that everybody links into that host? And that will be the most favorable one, because then you will always want to have the person that has the better connection that can withstand that, and maybe those people can piggyback from everybody else. But if it's
even with that though, let's say you're like the person with the really good connection, but like half of everybody else has shitty connection with you. You know, that's gonna be I think that's gonna be like the toughest part to keep consistent with.
The idea is fantastic. If they execute this,
the idea is amazing. Like Marvel should patch it like next year. Like, you know, it doesn't matter if they're copying them or whatever. Boom, 2v2. Like, you know, like
maybe that's the idea. Namco Bandai is telling them.
Yeah, it's like, look, man, we're gonna make this work, and then
get my idea.
Yeah, you can take it and give me 20% of the profits.
Oh no, they're not even making profit anyway. That is one part, and also it doesn't necessarily mean that is the only way that you can play online. They just said this is a mode about. They haven't said any other mode, but I know they wanted us to get excited about it. I hope they have also an offline mode of this. Offline mode of 3 people or 6 people. Imagine
that would be cool. But how many can the PlayStation connect? Because I honestly only on my own PlayStation. I just connect my own thing, and then maybe somebody else wants to play. So I never like dealt with anything more than 2 people connecting to my PS4.
Correct. I know the PlayStation you could definitely do 4, because there's games that you could do 4 characters at the same time.
Yeah.
So pretty sure with a USB connection or anything else that will link, I'm pretty sure it should be fine. I don't think it should be any problem. Now, I don't think that will be the problem. The problem once again is who they're connecting to, like the host and stuff like that. I think that is gonna be the big thing. But offline, it doesn't matter. You know, think about it. I know couch play is not much nowadays, except for Nintendo. But if they do that, I think it will be great on tournaments. Tournament showings will be great. They're gonna have those CV6. You have your 3-man team.
I mean, and it honestly, like, if the mode is if the game is fun enough, you know, it'll work. Cause Smash does it all. They do it in every one of their tournaments. Smash Wii U. They do doubles all the time,
and at the same time fight.
And it works. It's a really fun mode to be like competitive in. That feels like, because some people also feel like let's reference Smash, right?
Yeah.
Some people feel like they have a weak character, but that character is still better in doubles.
Absolutely.
You know, like, it'll give people a better balance as to, you know, like, hey, my character's kind of low tier or whatever, but I excel at doubles, and I like to go to these events with my best friend, and I play, you know, and we there's like a different kind of meta that evolves from playing that play style.
I think it's fantastic. Disregarding is a mode that we haven't seen fully elaborated yet, and I think there's a lot of room. There's a lot of room for innovation.
Dude, it's gonna be sick. It's gonna be sick because so many people are gonna get so mad at their teammates.
Why you let me? And then we don't know, like, you know, we don't know.
Like, Event Hub's gonna be like, is Dragon Ball Z 6v6 too toxic?
What community is doing to this? I just think it's gonna be great. I'm really looking forward to see more about it or know more about this. And then to finish it off, at least from that, they released a little bit of short, like some pictures about the story mode. So they confirmed there's gonna be a story mode. We don't know if this is just the full story mode. It's gonna be a section story mode. Dragon Ball goes by different arcs in Saga. But they announced the Super Android Saga, which this is when the androids are ruling everything and all the heroes are getting beat up. But the different change in this is they have 16 as part of that. And they actually show, like, hey, it says there in the translation, 16 is part of this. What is he doing there? Then they have a picture of Vegeta, like, Yamcha on the floor, all beat up. Bodied. And it's all this whole mystery, which actually, to me, intrigued me. I was like, why he's there? And given the past history of the previous Dragon Ball games right now, like Xenoverse, they do a lot of time travels. They do a lot of alteration of what really those arcs is, to make them, to be honest, more interesting than what they were written 20 years ago when it wasn't that great.
And I mean, it's something too, like, you don't want to keep, like, there's been so many Dragon Ball games that you don't want to keep giving the people the same thing.
Yeah, how many times we've seen this scene in a better graphic, you know? I think that's why Xenoverse did fantastic.
It's like Call of
having
Duty.
Different, oh my God.
Or like Madden. It's like having Madden all
2K,
over again.
2K,
Like,
NBA.
if they kept the same story ones, like, yeah, look, upgraded roster.
The Cowboys, whatever. I don't know about football.
No, stop it, David.
So, but anyway, I think that's fantastic because they bring in that alternate reality or different type of story into the mix, and I think that's gonna cater great. I'm interested. Are they gonna go to the super arc? Are they gonna go and that's when they introduce maybe those super characters?
Yeah.
You know, maybe Beerus and Whis can definitely be there. You know, it's so much possibility. Yes, it's great. And
I can't remember her name now, but that
Kava?
the big girl.
Oh, Kale.
No.
Oh,
with the
I don't
hearts.
know. She's
Yo,
awesome
bro.
though. Spoilers alerts.
Sorry. I didn't even say her name. I can't remember her name. So
Cool.
that's how new she is.
So that's at least for what we have for now. I think it was really juicy news for the game that we're getting a beta soon. Even thought it was delayed. I think they gave us this because the beta got delayed. Hey, this is something we're still working on, and they still keep Dragon Ball alive. So in the eyes of everybody else,
Let's keep people talking.
Absolutely,
reminding people that there's a beta.
This game is gonna be hit. You know, a hit. But that's so far what I got.
Time skip.
That's what I got for the Dragon Ball though. How you feel about those news?
It's cool.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'd rather it. I'd be more hyped to hear about other characters other than different version of characters that were already released. But you know, it is what it is. It's I don't think it's gonna be bad either way. It's just gonna be a little weird because now I'm just thinking like of that playing against that person that picks Goku and Goku Blue and
like they do in the Naruto game, which is also a Namco Bandai game. They put Sasuke, then Sasuke when he's younger, then Sasuke when he's older, and they have a team of full Sasuke.
You can't have enough Sasuke.
Apparently you can't. So you know what this means, right?
What?
Bulma on a Mecha Goku Gundam is happening.
It's not happening. Oh yes, Mecha Goku Bulma.
So that's what we got. What you got for us, bro?
For MVCI, I'm gonna start off with some news about the officially released info on the offline modes and online modes. So story confirmed. In case you haven't played the demo.
Story confirmed.
Yes, story official. It's in there.
So it's not what I just played in the demo. It's not that.
It might be a lot. It might be a lot more of that.
Okay.
It might be a couple hours of that. Arcade confirmed. There will be an arcade mode.
So what Street Fighter has 5?
No. Like at launch, not 2 years after the game. Maybe. Not after the game releases after 2 years.
Okay.
Maybe like at launch. There's gonna be a mission mode. Like there was in
Trials.
tutorial missions. You know, hard like easy to advance stuff.
To learn, to see what the character can do.
Specific challenges, basically.
Imagine those being like, because Namco Bandai is there, they have those Guilty Gear tutorials. They're like 2 pages long.
I honestly wonder how many they're going to be, because it was 10 before, but I would like more.
7. Count it. Mark it right now on the podcast. 7 per character. 7? And the last one is doing Infinity Stone Super.
Oh my god.
Write it.
I didn't even think about with the stones. Like, imagine that. I'm saying 15. 10 regular combos, right? And then you get like 5 extra ones, 1 per stone or something.
Oh, like but that's universal. Like everybody, hey, this is what reality does. This is what reality does. Super.
What are you teaching them about life?
Yes.
Here's reality. It's gonna kick you in the face right when you hit 30.
When you leave college.
So yeah, there's mission mode. There's a training mode. So you know that's where a lot of people will be for this type of a game to find out a lot of setups and mix-ups and combos and maybe find some infinites.
Oh no!
But there's no infinites, right?
Because it's infinite.
Because
so you like infinite, so I do infinite.
Yeah, this isn't ultimate. This is infinite, so there's no infinites.
My God. Is there online training? No, I think that thing is not working anywhere.
Yeah, I don't know why they took that away. I liked that. When that came out, it made you and I play Street Fighter 4 a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
A little bit. Mm-hmm. Just to try it out. There's going to be, usual versus mode. Mm-hmm. You and a buddy.
So 1v1.
1v1,
Gotcha.
Yeah. There's going to be actually a versus mode versus a computer.
Which I actually like.
Yeah, it's cool. I don't know why they don't add it. It's just like a mode that's like, why wouldn't you add it?
Well, it just lets you... I know in training you could do certain things, but knowing that you could die and all that stuff gives you more of insight. Yeah. Well, hey, let me practice. Battle experience.
It's funny, too, because, like, why don't they just make it a mode in training where you can...
Maybe they do, because they're not as elaborate as Bandai and Namco and all that stuff.
Okay. New to the series, kind of. It's gonna be there's gonna be a collection mode that's gonna be called Dr.Light's Database. So it's gonna contain a bunch of unlockable like cutscenes, story mode stuff, like character stuff, information and stage information, artwork, uh, character audio tracks, stage audio tracks. I think I'm guessing character audio would also still have those old school like ooh ah ooh ah.
I love that. You know, back in the day. Oh my god.
The last one is always the one where you die.
And the girls, you know. They're amazing. I used to in Street Fighter 2. I used to love those.
I used to try and do it as fast as possible.
Yeah, like round one,
and then like sometimes when my mom be passing by, I'd feel kind of uncomfortable doing any of the female ones. Too deep. Why would Chun-Li say too deep? Chun-Li, why would you say too deep? Anyway. Focus, man.
You keep pressing it.
I can't stop spamming this too deep button. When does she save? How does she have to get hit? I haven't heard it in game.
Gotta research this. But those were great. I think the character teams are based because when you do the infinite stones, your character music comes up. So I think that's what it is. Because I know with Dante, I've seen it when he does, some of those trailers that I've seen, he does Infinity, whatever, and then his theme comes up.
And his theme is pretty different because it's like it's the only rock one with the. I'm not a fan of the theme, but
I love
you know,
it. So nerdy.
Oh, God. So those are the offline modes, right? That have been confirmed this week. Online mode's gonna be a ranked mode. Usual, the usual stuff.
Where saltiness happens.
Yes, there's gonna be a casual match mode. For people who just want to go in
lobby.
there, not worry about any kind of statistical trackings or whatever. Just go have fun, and do the exact same thing. Just don't put your mind to it.
No, I never was a fan of ranked mode anyway for Marvel.
There's gonna be a new thing for online mode. Is gonna be a beginners league. So it's like a low ranking rank mode kind of thing where it's like you pretty much fight players, whatever this means, because I don't know, I can't gauge what, you play beginner league up until like rank 14 or lower. I don't know how long it takes to get to that. Yeah, I don't understand what that means. I wish they explained that a little bit more. But all I know is day one, if I get rank 15, I can't play with the beginners anymore.
That's correct.
There's gonna be a lobby where up to 8 players can be in and engage in simultaneous player versus player matches. So I don't know if this is going to be like a typical battle lounge kind of thing because of that word, simultaneous.
Yeah, like...
Is it just like there's 8 people and then just like playing each other? Or is it just 2 people and they're watching 2 people play and then the other people wait like usual? It's just that word is throwing me off. I don't know. It's probably just that, but it's throwing me off. I don't know if like...
Maybe that's what a spectator mode is, right?
Maybe.
It's so weird. It's so vague.
Yeah. It's a little weird.
It's very vague. Okay.
Rankings is going to be available to see your rank against every player in the world. That's kind of standard right now for games that have you be ranked. You get to see everybody's ranking. And then there's going to be a replay mode where you can save your replays.
So you can trash talk and still have a save and put on your PlayStation Network, upload it on Facebook straight from there.
Honestly, I must have really got used to replay mode because anytime I play Tekken recently, I'm like, yo, that was so cool, but I can't save it.
You can't?
No, there's no replay mode.
Wow.
Weird, right?
Very weird.
Yeah. So the next places you'll be able to see, play, and hopefully get some new news on Marvel is going to be at Gamescom in Cologne, Germany.
Okay. From
August 22nd to the 26th, which is I think Tuesday. Mm-hmm. This upcoming Tuesday from where we're recording right now. What day is it today?
Today's?
It's the what?
I don't know. It says 62% charge. Today is
it's the 19th.
Today's the 19th. Saturday.
Yeah. Today is the 19th. So a couple days from now, we hopefully might get more news. Might get a lot more play.
Yeah, absolutely.
Play like maybe some extra characters will be available for people to play with.
And they're gonna definitely show
from like
Dormammu and all that stuff.
Yeah. Toronto Fan Expo. Is from Toronto, Canada.
I hope.
It's going to be from August 31st to September 3rd. And then right after that, PAX West in Seattle, Washington from September 1st to the 4th. So those are going to be...
both at the same time because that ends on September 3rd.
And these next 2 weeks, there's going to be a lot of stuff.
So Marvel, baby.
Yeah, Marvel, baby. And also with all that information, 30 characters were confirmed to be at launch. So whatever characters were already said to be whatever characters were already seen in any kind of media,
already on the board now.
Bam, that's it. Those are the ones we're getting.
Stop crying. Accept it. Move.
I remember last podcast I was hoping that we'd start off with a little bit more like the deal, like people that were DLC and all that stuff, like that were on the zip file, that people were saying were gonna be DLC. I was hoping would just be added in there somewhere, but they're definitely gonna be DLC.
So 30, you think is a healthy number? Well, for us, not for age.
Well, if you think about it, no, for age. But if you think about it, you're getting 30 characters, right? And Marvel, let's compare it to Marvel, the first one, not Ultimate.
It's not 30.
It had, 40-something?
The first Marvel?
Yeah. No, not the first Marvel. The first Marvel 3. The first Marvel 3, sorry.
I was like, definitely not.
No, it's funny. I went over this not so long ago. I should know the number, right?
Yeah.
Like, I went this over with a week ago. I should know the number.
It was 16 characters.
No, dude, Marvel 3.
So 30, I think it had 36. 36 characters.
40 characters.
Almost there.
So just 10 more characters for a 3v3 game. I think 30 characters for a 2v2 game, plus those 2 characters, plus those 30 characters have 6 different ways you could play them because of the gems.
Yeah.
Is pretty flexible. Honestly, it's just, unfortunately, some of the characters people don't want to play with.
That's
because
true.
They were, they were salivating for other stuff, new stuff,
Of course.
So it's going to give people a lot of variety, but, whether they like it or not, these are the characters we're going to get.
That's it, like I said.
That's it. Just fucking...
So I think it evens out, no? So that's what you're saying. So less characters, less 2v2 mode with this amount of characters would technically equal a little bit more than what we had when we was 3v3.
Yeah.
Technically, if we don't want to think about
it.
It's just your selection is limited.
Yeah. And then it's amplified by how angry people are over the
times
internet.
3.
So they story trailer number.
What was the thing you said? Suppressed?
Yeah, everybody's just been suppressed. Suppressed until until it just looks like a gourmet dinner when something comes out like Captain Commando.
Yo, Captain Commando,
best thing ever. Thank you, Capcom.
You're the best.
You never steered us wrong. I forgot every negative thing I've said the past 3 years.
The past week.
So along with all that data, story trailer number 3 came out.
Nice, super hype.
And I'm gonna do a little breakdown. I'm hoping you guys watched the trailer, or we might hopefully if we can get pictures up as we're casting, as I'm saying stuff of the points of the trailer I wanted to point out that I noticed or that I found interesting. So trailer came out. It's the hypest trailer so far. It's a very well made trailer. So it's got people more excited. Thank God it's not going backwards. It's not going from least hype, most hype to the least hype stuff. It's getting back up. The hype is getting back up to a better place. You look like you have something to say.
I do. which is not trying to be toxic.
By the way, David didn't just leave and come back for a second. That was something else. Anyway.
What I'm trying to say is, I'm not trying to be toxic. I'm definitely want to be positive about all these changes, as you're saying. But maybe it could be that because we're being so disappointed, once again, what we just said, suppressed. And you throw us a little bit of steak there, like all dirty and everything, we're going to eat and devour it.
Well, I've got stuff to say about the I mean, I still got the breakdown.
No, I do, but I just feel that the reason this feels much better, it's just because it feels how it's supposed to be.
Yeah, it feels like it feels like almost like I even when it comes to the online modes too, like most of that stuff is like pretty standard stuff, right?
Yeah.
But people were like ecstatic about it because
arcade mode.
Yeah, and as I'd see like in forums like people be like, "Oh, finally Capcom. Thank you so much." And then it'd take like 5-6 comments down, somebody's like, "Are you people fucking serious? Or you're like praising them for giving you shit you should just have and have been a standard in fighting games for like 20 years?" And like, you know, it sets people off. It rubs people off the wrong way. It's like if you praise them, you're damned if you do, damned if you don't. No matter what.
Yeah. That's why I say I don't want to sound toxic because yes, I'm happy that it looks better and I'm happy that it's the right way. Like you say, it shows progression. Which is definitely what I like. Yeah.
Yeah. Pat on the back, Capcom, for a good trailer.
That janitor was on break.
What janitor?
The one that makes everything.
Yeah, I'm editing today. I'm editing the next one good. Don't stop me today, boss. I'm going to get it done today. This is what my 16 hours is going to do. So anyway, in the breakdown, a couple seconds in, we finally get a glance at Firebrand and Dormammu. Hold on, David's laughing. I don't know. He's laughing at this poor janitor that does all of Capcom's work.
Oh my god, go ahead. Oh my god.
So a couple seconds in, we're already seeing a new kind of area that we haven't seen before. It already looks like a stage. Mm-hmm. Like even if you know it's not set in a 2D plane, you're already looking at it like, all right, that's gonna be a stage. It's like big open area, looking all creepy and stuff. Mm-hmm. Firebrand and Dormammu was shown for a split second, but for that split second, you get to see that Dormammu and Firebrand pretty much have the same kind of model that they had in UMVC3. Like, for what I was hoping, honestly, like, if Dormammu stayed the same, I wanted to see, like, that weird ripple effect that he had on his face in that Doctor Strange movie. Because I'm thinking, how much of the movie are they going to incorporate, right?
It's going to be a skin.
Oh, okay, it's going to be a skin, yeah.
And it's not going to be him. It's going to be a floating head.
Yeah, ripple jelly Dormammu. Somehow
still
has the cellulite... I forgot what the Chaos Dimension cellulite Dormammu. Same hitboxes and everything. Yes, it's just weird. How is this hitting him? So, but also like something that people were wondering about was Firebrand's size, because they didn't know if he was gonna be a little bit bigger. Mm-hmm. Because on the cover of Spider-Man Deadpool number 20 variant cover to promote MVCI, you see Firebrand and Dormammu kind of going at it. Yeah. But in that cover, Firebrand is jacked and he looks huge. Like he's been in the gym
in Netherworld.
and you know, like he was a little bit bigger in what was it? SVC SNK versus Capcom, yes, Chaos,
it was
something.
Long. It was limb.
He was like slightly bigger. Like he had like a more macho kind of stance. He wasn't like a dancing little I'm a trickster. You know, he was just like
I'm gonna fuck you up.
Yeah, it was like he worked out. He stopped working out for this game, and then he started working out again. Yeah, every time he goes into jail, that's what he does.
Which in the game's not sure if you've seen him. He actually, if you compare it to the character, he's huge.
Yeah.
The fucking gargoyle shit, he's huge, so I guess that caters to that. Mm-hmm.
So next up was Vegeta was officially in the trailer, and he's like, it's his voice that the trailer starts off with. It's like, it is time for the Dark Kingdom to rise, yes. Which makes me feel like, just that based off of that line, it makes me feel like I don't necessarily think Vegeta is with Ultron, but more so taking advantage of the situation that Ultron has presented
chaos
to
and
the
all that stuff that he's doing.
So he's trying to like take. This is my opinion, of course. I'm not telling you this is what's gonna be. This is all speculation. I'm speculating that Jeddah has his own agenda, and he's gonna try and fuck shit up however he wants because he's a bad guy.
He's a smarter.
Yes, he's super smart. So now we cut to a new city stage, which is basically where Avengers Tower thing is. They show that there's like a cityscape in Avengers Tower all the way in the background, and Jeddah's still talking. He says, "May the symbiote consume you all." So it sounds like he's actually in control of this huge symbiote thing that's like attacking the city. So there was I'm gonna be bringing up the zip file a couple times during this, but symbiote huge, quote unquote, zip file confirmed. This is the huge symbiote. So this is confirmed from that zip file. Another thing that's confirmed from the zip file to be true that it is in the game.
Sorry for that. Just for the zip file he mentioned was the super early leak about all these zip folders with names and things that are actually being completely 100% true. Yeah. And that's what he's referring to, just in case you guys haven't followed what a zip is.
All right. So basically, I'm thinking Jeddah in some ways controlling the symbiote, and the thing is with the symbiotes, not to get too nerdy with lore, is like symbiotes they have their own planet, right? They have their own society, and the way they work is like they have to bond with other things in order to. They're actually good beings, but they need like a specific mixture of a noble mind and a noble body in order to be like almost like a superhero, their own like superhero. But it's such a delicate mix that anything that is off balance, that throws it off balance, corrupts it. And whenever it gets corrupted, it gets cut off from its symbiote society, wherever, and gets casted off. Which is probably why Spider-Man found that symbiote
that little thingy there,
all in Secret
evil.
Wars. Yeah, and it happened to be evil. That's probably always cut off from its own society of symbiotes. So that's what a symbiote is. I noticed earlier when David and I were watching the Flo was watching the trailer, like his reaction video for the thing for the first time, and he didn't quite get what it was. Yeah. He was like asking if it was Venom or not.
Dinosaur.
So, in case anybody didn't know, that's basically what the symbiotes are. Ghost Rider was officially revealed in the trailer. He's in motion.
Right off
people, even with the cover art that had Johnny Blaze on it, for another one of the promotional covers, like people were still wondering if it was going to be the Robbie Reyes Ghost Rider, whether or not, like, which one would they choose, because it's still not officially set. So they chose Johnny Blaze.
More iconic one.
So I think he looked good. I remember back when I played Marvel 3, the only skin I would choose was Ghost Rider 2099, because he looked like fucking Ghost Rider Terminator, right? But also like his regular skins, just even with the colors, like different color leather and stuff, just all look kind of plain to me and not interesting. This one, he looks a little bit more like tough, like something about him, like, whoa, I don't want to mess with that guy at all. Like something about him looks better proportion. He looks more like one of the better models that I've seen in the game.
Okay.
Like in my opinion.
I think because the game is very stale looking, he shines.
Well, that's what I mean. Like,
okay.
When like either way, you're comparing which one's the best, which one's the worst.
Yeah.
He looks better. So we cut to what seems to be the main inside Avenger headquarters room,
tower or something.
The tower or whatever, and Captain America starts saying about how he has intel about Sigma having 2 of the 6 stones, and then we actually get a cameo from Dr.Light telling everybody what they already know already. Hey, these guys are bad. We gotta stop them. Thanks, Dr.Light.
Bad guys. No, he said it was Ultron, or he said it was Sigma, the one that had the stones.
He said Sigma.
So Sigma confirmed.
Yeah. He said Sigma.
So Sigma confirmed, not DLC in the story.
Yeah.
Think about it.
Yeah.
Could be, dude. It could be. Could be.
Well, I mean, for the most part, I think they refer to them as Sigma Ultron or whatever. But that in that moment, he said Sigma.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Could be hints, bro.
That's why I mentioned it. Tony Stark actually says stuff.
Yeah.
And I actually do like the voice, because it feels like you got a friend in a party and you're like, yo, check this out. This guy sounds just like Tony Stark from the movies. Do it.
Oh my god. Yep.
And a Capcom guy happened to be there and be like, yo, bro, you want a job? Minimum wage, bro. Let's do this.
Yep. It sounds very authentic, to be honest.
It did, right?
Authentic enough to be like, maybe it's not.
Like, I had, like, as soon after he said stuff, I had the Obama face, that Obama meme, that not bad. Yeah, that was not
That's
bad.
where the money went.
So after that, it kind of cuts to Avengers airship kind of docking area where, like, Chris, Rocket, and Captain Marvel are approaching another ship that's come down, and what's coming down is Nova and Gamera. This is a nerd part of me, because lore-wise, before, I don't know how much of Gamera's powers were, like, retcon or whatever, but I'm pretty sure she could breathe in space, which was, like, in Guardians, the first movie, when she had that, like, oh, I'm gonna die, and Star-Lord gives her the mask, and you're like, here you go, baby, I'll die instead. In that part, I'm like, wait, I think she could breathe in space, like...
Maybe later on.
And like, another thing is, like, I read a lot of Nova, the Richard Rider one, and he could definitely be 10 times faster than whatever ship he's in,
maybe
trying to get to Earth.
Maybe they get tired.
Well, that is his ex-girlfriend. Maybe they needed to have sex
maybe he's
before.
Tired. Just because a bird can fly doesn't mean he has to.
Bro.
Yo, man.
He's Nova Prime.
I know.
There's no getting tired.
He flew from the other galaxy just to tell everybody about Dark Phoenix that there's none here. Just to let you know.
Yes. So
what happened in that interaction? They just talked.
It's weird. Like, I don't know if I'm the only one that thinks this, but I think Gamera's face to me looks a little like Chloe Moretz. You look at it again. When you look at it, like the shape, everything. Maybe not as big of an upper lip, but still like the shape of everything. This is like kind of weird. Let me see. Right after that, they get to a part where, like, people are wondering whether or not they should release Thanos.
Okay.
And we get to see an updated version of Chun-Li's face, because she's the one that's being like all like. Hold on, where am I? I lost myself in my crappy notes. Yeah, like, she basically like is saying like that he's dangerous or whatever, and Cap is saying like, we're out of options and out of time. And then this is pretty much a nod to Civil War, because of course 100%. Tony Stark is like, whoa, bro, I disagree. And then you're like,
put my helmet down.
So there's going to be a lot of people going like, oh, like the movie, man, they never get along, you know? So
those guys, get a room.
One thing I did notice, though, was like the way it cuts to right after they said that, where, you know, when they insinuate that they don't get along, then they're gonna fight. It's Cap and
Dante.
You sure it's Dante?
100%.
You always
100%.
Fucking fanboy over
That's
here.
Right.
Cap and Dante and Chun and Iron Man. Right? They get into this like shot where all of them are like about to fight. Right. Mm-hmm. I have a feeling that in story mode, that's how fights are gonna start. Like, you know, like, because the way it faded in, they kind of just stopped moving, and then it faded out almost like a load screen, like right before a fight happens. So I have a feeling, you know, that's how a lot of fights are gonna happen.
That would be cool, right? What other game does that a lot? Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
But it's more 3D, of course, when they do it, but that would be cool if they give you, like, preset teams. Use this, like they do in the story, in the demo. You know, hey, try these 2 characters. Well, but I'm not good with them. Doesn't matter. Try them.
Yeah.
Learn the game. Play it. I think it's good, though. It pushes you to do that, and that's the good I didn't notice that. That was pretty cool.
So, right after that part, another zip file thing, which was seen in a much earlier I don't know if I'm saying it right, because I'm not as big of a deception. I'm not a big monster hunter, not since like the first game. But big old Monster Hunter sand monster thing, bursting out of the sand, out of the beach. He terrorizes the beach in the Monster Hunter world, I guess, right? Is that what it is?
So he's actually in the Wakanda world.
Yes.
The Monster Hunter Wakanda world are merged, yeah. And that's where he appears.
So that's another confirmed zip leak thing, right?
Yes.
His name was in the zip leak. He's gonna be probably a boss, like a big boss, maybe.
Which, if I'm sorry for stopping you, right?
No.
In another game, I was very afraid of having huge monsters in the game fighting. I think it doesn't look well. It doesn't play well. It's glitchy as hell. It's just not a good cinematic representation of it. And we have seen this with Galactus. We have seen them in Tatsunoko versus Capcom. We have this big block Gundam monster thing. And it just looks bad. It looks bad.
But here's the thing. Like, whether you think it looks bad or not, that's still just your opinion.
Yeah, absolutely.
Some people might love that stuff.
Yeah. Yes, they put the big monsters.
And before, like, you think about it, let's say Abyss.
Yeah. And Marvel.
MVC2's last boss, right? Had like 3 forms.
And he was horrible.
It doesn't matter whether he's horrible or not. It's like they're still kind of putting that, but into different parts.
Yeah, like Apocalypse too. Remember Apocalypse was talking, yeah, I'm gonna fight this cool. Oh, what is this? What am I hitting his head?
Yeah.
Well,
but it's not looking like the last boss is gonna be like that.
No,
It's looking like those elements of the past games that can give that nostalgia to people are spread throughout the story instead of being the last boss.
A symbiotic we have, and then that dragon from Monster Hunter.
Yeah.
So that's what we look so far. Okay.
Let me see here. So I'm gonna get. Wait. Should I? I'm gonna say I got 2 things to say. First, I'll start off with you get a shot, like a 2 millisecond shot of T'Challa, Mr. Black Panther.
Yes.
That I guess that confirms he's gonna be a part of the story, but not playable.
Maybe you can play him in the story. That would be good. Maybe you could play this Sigma also fighting Ultron or whatever the crap it is. Oh, you fight Ultron and Sigma together versus Tain or whatever the hell it is. And that's the way, oh, that character's good. I want to play with him. Bye.
That would be a good idea.
Yeah.
But then they would get a lot of shit for him being
in the game
that
already.
Playable.
Yeah, Capcom has no respect so far. They don't have no dignity. They're just going to do it right in your face.
But from that millisecond I saw him, his model looks really good to me.
Yes.
His model looks really well textured.
And it's an old T'Challa too. Like, it's not the new neon type of thing, you know.
Yeah, it's like it's almost like a half and half. Like, almost like 75% old, 25% new, because it still has like
the cape,
new looking fibers and shit like that.
Yeah, that's true.
So, but I'm gonna get people mad that like the X-Men.
You mean 90%?
Do you know what the fastball special is?
The fastball?
Fastball special.
No.
It was made famous.
Okay.
I think other people do it in the comics, right? But it's a famous move by Colossus and Wolverine.
Absolutely.
Where Colossus fucking chucks Wolverine, right?
Yes.
Guess what happens when you don't have X-Men? You get the
Ryu
Hulk making Ryu karate Daron Morin right in the belly.
Which is, I wanted to tell something when I was like, I have something really against that. So it works when it's a mutant. Especially the mutant they shoot, which is Wolverine.
Yeah.
You could throw a nuclear bomb, he's still gonna restore. He's gonna revive
he's
whatever.
Probably gonna stay alive.
Yes, he's not gonna shatter all his bones in
adamantium
pieces, and it makes the purpose that the person that is throwing him can throw him as hard as he can without worrying about that thing is gonna splatter like a mosquito to whatever it hits.
Yeah.
When I saw that, I was like, okay, so Ryu is dead. Ryu's gonna be a mosquito splatter into that monster. Even if it kicks him, that's it. He just combusts and explodes.
I'm gonna fuck you up right now. You
Go
ready?
ahead.
You ready?
Oh no.
What if, as he's flying, he gets all evil Ryu?
He does hollow in his fucking leg. It's not. He look regular. Oh, he eats it up. The monster goes up. Which is definitely. I think it would be better if Hulk would have went and fight him. Hulk fighting that monster will be cool and more.
We don't know what else you're gonna see, dude.
Ryu, one kick of Ryu. Who survives one kick of Ryu? Nobody.
Exactly.
That kick has AIDS in it.
Well, that's exactly why you're gonna get a boss fight, not a cinematic of Ryu kicking a boss till he dies.
That'd be better.
Unless that's the last hit.
And it looks weird because he looks like he's gonna slap his ass like a baseball player. Like he's like, and then he's like, no, let me push you. Like that's so. You gotta watch it again.
It wasn't. It didn't look like he chuck Ryu that fast.
Why not Ryu? Why not do a super beam? Why not? Why so limited? So human. Throw that and do like a super Hadouken thing. Wah!
You know what would have been crazy?
Come on.
If Ryu started doing a Tatsumaki and fucking Hulk helped with the propelling,
Yes.
and like use his hands to like spin the shit out of
like
him.
like a fucking, what is this thing that kids use this day? The spin, the Ninja Star shit, spinneroonie thing.
Spinners.
Yo, we fucking
Spinners.
go.
Aren't they just spinners?
There you go, the spinners.
I don't know.
So he spins it like a spinner like that, and then throws them.
And he throws them, and then unfortunately for Ryu, him kicking Darren Morin that much, it'll just make Darren Morin look like a floppy dick.
Oh no!
Oh no, he's bleeding everywhere.
Oh my god.
So we cut now to a shot of the symbiote, the huge symbiote, and what seems to be Spider-Man in the black symbiote suit.
Yep.
Coming at the screen, and that's the part that I want to emphasize on. They show it twice, and both times he's not aiming for the symbiote. He's aiming probably towards the heroes.
Yes.
So this is going to be something I talked to you about the zip files. Like one of the zip files was called Symbiote Soldier.
Yes.
And for a long time I was saying it's going to be Flash Thompson because he's a symbiote and he's a soldier and he has guns, but he's still a symbiote. Maybe it'll be him, but now I'm thinking because they didn't want to word it, I'm thinking it's just maybe we're going to have to fight either Spider-Man in the black suit because 100%. He gets taken over by the symbiote, or maybe the symbiote has little symbiotes somewhere.
Like the little soldiers from Thor's and the Ultron soldier thing. Maybe that... dude, I think that's 100%.
Yeah.
100%. And it's kind of a shame, right? Because remember I mentioned, they're not going to have Venom, they're going to have Spider-Man Venom.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, even with the symbiote soldier zip, there's still a Venom zip in that list.
Maybe. Is there a zip for the big Ollie thing monster, the symbiote thing? The big monster. What was it called?
Symbiote Huge.
Huge. Yeah, there you go. That's what they call
symbiote,
me.
Yeah. Very symbiote Huge.
Get assimilated to this.
I need to bond with you. So after that, they cut to another zip file confirmed, which is Pluto Grandmaster on the zip, but his name is actually Grandmaster Mayo in the not mayonnaise, MEIO. Stop laughing, Mayo. I don't know how to sound Asian saying it, dude. I have a kind of a Spanish American accent here.
Grandmaster Mayo, Mayo Ketchup.
Mayo. Grandmaster Mayo Kachu.
That's from Strider, no?
Yes, he's like the main antagonist in the Strider series. You were saying it sucks, but I saw gameplay. He has some shit. He could be a character. I don't know, but it's he's shown with in the trailer. He's shown with Ultron's job robots in the back, his little robots. So you can tell he's definitely with Ultron because they're not fighting him. They're behind him, being like his backup boys or whatever.
He's the tactician of Ultron, probably.
Yeah. So next they show Gamera and Strider together. It looks like they're clashing with one each other, but they're actually trying to clash to hit the Grandmaster, right? And then he teleports off. At first I didn't know what happened because it's just like a boom, but because I saw previous footage of that boss fight, I know that he's capable of teleport. Gotcha. He's also capable of homing projectiles. He has his own kind of like, not in the trailer. This is just like in the boss fight. He can do homing projectiles. He has teleports. He has like Sith lightning hands thing that he does because he's old and in a cloak. So of course he's gonna need Sith lightning power. Hands. He can fly, and I doubt like even if in boss form, like if he's a boss in the game, I doubt he'll turn into this weird big hentai monster thing that he turned into in the game. So
it seems like there's a lot. The sequence that you're telling, and for what we've seen from previous thing, is not only is it gonna be a different clash that we've seen in every story. I think the big thing about that's gonna make unique about this game is this boss fights, this cinematic boss fights that represents, I guess, onto the Grandmaster or whoever they gotta fight. So we're looking like this, the symbiotic Huge, I don't think Spider-Man's going to be a boss, but maybe he's a little fight.
Like
then we have the big dragon and this guy that you're mentioning. maybe like Ultron Sigma that we had in the demo. You know, he could be one of those boss fight things that technically not a character, and we could save those for potential characters later on. You know, hey, remember this guy? Here you go, $10.
$10.
You know, but it makes sense because
Yeah.
they already have the file, they already have everything, so
Yeah.
they would just throw you that there.
Yeah. Next shot. I don't think people get this kind of tie-in, but I noticed this. You see MODOK, and he's actually laughing.
Mm-hmm.
Like before, he's like, "You're." I don't think you think anything other than okay, he's just a background guy. But it cuts from MODOK laughing to Chris going, "Hold on, I hear voices," and then down the same stages at hallway.
Yeah.
You see Nemesis come out and he says stars or whatever.
Yep.
For some reason, he's still looking for stars.
Of course.
After like 20 years. That's his in programming, right?
Yep,
That's what he's looking for.
That is him. That's only.
So, and then Hagar fucking suplexes Nemesis, which kind of...
fucking crazy.
It was cool, but it takes away the whole like, oh shit, it's Nemesis. Nope, you get bodied. Like comic... It was like a comical kind of like, suplex. But... I'm wondering if story-wise, MODOK has anything to do with it because it's in the same stage, and when you see Hagar suplex him, he's suplexing him with MODOK in the background, and technically MODOK is a part of AIM, which is a scientific, experimental,
for
like
Marvel
organization for Marvel. It's called Advanced Idea Mechanics. Basically, is what AIM stands for.
I think so. Basically, in this team of this game is merging everything, right? So it's basically it's Umbrella mixed with AIM in this whole Clash of Worlds. So that's why they have all these things. They have a killing mastermind, which is MODOK, and having a killing machine experiment, which is him.
So MODOK and Wesker would make a perfect team.
We would. Why not? In lore wise, it would definitely make fantastic. Yeah. But yeah, then 100% they have to be related because in the stage it's literally both of them together. So yeah, it definitely has to be.
Next thing I noticed in the trailer, just for your sake, I'm gonna say this: Dante gets bodied by Jetta.
He didn't got body. He just tried to hit him on the side.
And he got bodied.
He just got flipped on the side. I think that was the most hypest thing in the trailer.
What that he the
whole
fucking
clash.
the demon hunter.
I think it's the clash. Yes, of course.
Getting the demon.
Yes.
You know,
Makes sense.
I guess since we play each other, if you main
Jetta,
Dante,
bro.
I'm gonna have to pick Jetta so you can kick my
him,
ass. I'll hunt you down. You know what would be a good one too? Like Dante is a demon hunter.
Oh.
Hunter is a monster hunter.
I told you that's gonna be my thing. Continue before I start.
So Jetta goes on like after that. It's kind of up close and like I think this is more of an editing thing because for some reason I don't think they're talking to each other, but the way it's edited, I think they're making it seem like they're talking to each other because you can't really see what's in the background of Thanos. It's like kind of all black, but Jetta is in like the Avengers house kind of thing. But he says, "I shall restore balance between life and death," and Thanos goes, "We shall see." I don't know what the balance is between life and death. I don't know. I want to know why he's saying that.
It has to be to Thanos. Thanos is everything has to do with death.
Yeah.
So it has to be with him. It definitely has to be with him. Maybe what he's trying to do is instead of you doing it, Ultron, I think he's gonna. I wish he could be the main antagonist. That would be really cool.
Man, I have a feeling he'll outshine
that
Ultron.
would be so cool. Yeah, because I think like in this Marvel shows anything. They have the mini boss basically that you think it is, and out of nowhere is the real shit that's going on, which is that. But then again, you can doing it with Thanos there. I think Thanos takes the whole like what is happening, really serious. It's Thanos, even without his glove or without his gems, he can literally
it's ridiculous.
body all those people. Seriously, not even trying to be fanboy about it. It's the person you have there. I get it for the stories and shows him, but
I don't think people know how durable
the ending should have
is.
been like, oh, we released Thanos, and then oh shit,
we're gonna get an
Season
expansion
2.
pack in 6 months.
You don't think I would pick buy? Ooh, definitely buy. He was glowing too, right? When he's saying those things, Jada, I think he's glowing in some energy. It looks like
there was stuff going
energy,
on. So after that, you get a cut to Rocket Raccoon and the team. Looking like they're prepping for something, right? And Rocket saying the one thing that actually caught me off guard that he actually said that I thought was funny, which was asking Mega Man what kind of batteries he uses. I was like, that was actually funny. It made me like chuckle out loud instead of being annoyed at everything he says.
Oh my god. So force his jokes. Yeah.
So after that, he goes into exposition about basically a plan.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of to show that there's like, I don't know how big of a plot it is, but he pretty much goes, yeah, crash Nomu. I don't know what Nomu is. Find the core, nab the power stone, and boom. Like he's laying down, this is what we're gonna, like you're laying down almost like, this is one of the parts of the story that makes me think whatever kind of writing we got that people complain about in the demo is gonna continue to be as laid out, as simple as possible, because they're trying to make a compelling story, right? And here's the thing I have with fighting games too: you're trying to make a compelling story, even when people were blown away by the first like cinematic story with Mortal Kombat and all this other stuff. It's good, but you're writing for the fights. You're not writing to tell a compelling story. It kind of gets watered down because you're writing it in order for people to have confrontation. Like you're forcing confrontations.
And now we're angry at each other.
And then we're gonna fight. You know, like I think when it comes to those this like the next step is writing to write a good story, not to
and you play it
force fights in.
And then you play it out, and if there's a fight, then there's because it's part of the mission, not because I have to make you play a game and fight it.
Yeah,
it makes sense. But I never thought about that as a Mortal Kombat thing. And now it makes sense.
Yeah, I'm gonna do something with you. I want to see how it feels. Okay, are you ready? Because when Rocket says all those things, right when it says boom, X and Zero have a weird, awkward forearm bro fist.
It's like that. It doesn't even work. Why they don't hit their hands?
They're robots. Why they don't know. Maybe that's where their fists are. Their real fists are. Look, I don't know. It was weird. Like
it was.
Hit me with the Popeye arm. Part of your.
But you know, it's still gonna be hype because those guys are the best dynamic duo this game has. So, insane.
What about Frank West and
Nemesis? Nemesis is the closest thing he has for a zombie.
What about Spencer and?
No, I can't wait.
I don't know. And basically, the trailer ends with going back to where the big, huge symbiote is, and you don't know what it is first because it's actually shot pretty well. It's like you see Dante and other people running and jumping off a fucking building, awesome. And then it swoops down into the city, and then you see that they're the reinforcement coming in to help the guys that were on the ground to try and help with the huge symbiote thing. So that's basically the trailer. It was a good trailer.
I really enjoyed it, and now that you mentioned at least that part that the jumping, in Marvel Ultimate or in Marvel 3, Dante is fighting with Deadpool, and Iron Man is fighting with Morrigan, and this time they're together, right? And they're still flying, doing this thing, and now you're like, maybe they, some progress in the story,
in their relationship.
Now they're friends, whatever. I think I enjoyed the trailer. Definitely, Jeddah looks fantastic. They changed his...
I'm happy with a lot of the voices. Because, like, in general, remember before, like, it's like hit or miss with Rocket Raccoon, Captain America. Like, in-game, I'm not a fan of Doctor Strange's
I like
voice in-game. But, like, when he was talking, I'm like, okay, he sounds all right. He sounds like I would assume he would sound in my head, like how I would read him.
Do you enjoy Nova's voice?
I don't remember.
Yeah, because you don't talk.
I don't remember.
He hasn't talked. Think about it.
Okay.
He hasn't talked. He's mute. They haven't cast his voice. And that's why. No, think of it. He don't speak. He hasn't spoke. We don't see Spencer in the trailer at all. That's how significant he is.
Yeah.
At all. Nothing. Not even in the shot where everybody's sitting down. I don't recall seeing him.
Does anybody need to climb on me to go really high up?
He's like,
oh no, you guys fly.
You see
I'll catch up. I'll catch up to you guys.
You seen Suicide Squad?
Yeah, he's that guy. He's that guy that gets bodied in the beginning.
In Suicide Squad, there's a guy. Spoiler alert.
Why would you even hire him?
Yeah, that he dies immediately. He could climb good.
I could run. It's like running fast, but not like running at a super speed. Like.
Correct. So that he don't show anywhere. He doesn't appear anywhere. Captain America doesn't look different, but maybe the shots that they were having towards him didn't look that crazy eyes on him. I guess it wasn't maybe not
I
focused
noticed
enough.
it still. It's still
It's
there.
still there?
It's still
Okay.
there.
I didn't notice much.
But he's more emotion. But yeah, he's cracked out, bro.
Yes.
Steroids and...
He really want to punch somebody. That's why he's angry.
I don't sleep. I don't need sleep.
We don't see the involvement. So something that I read in some of the comments, it feels like it's a Marvel movie, like a Marvel show or episode, like a really long episode, like those final season finale thing with Capcom characters sprinkled in.
Yeah. Can I say something real
Sorry.
quick?
Oops.
No.
Okay, go ahead.
Now that you mentioned that,
Yeah.
I want to run by some things that I noticed.
Okay.
Captain America, Doctor Strange, and Iron Man, and Rocket Raccoon are pretty seem to be pretty knowledgeable about the Infinity Stones.
Yes.
In the trailer. I don't see Vision anywhere.
No.
And in the MCU, Vision has the Mind Stone in his head.
Not anymore, obviously, so they rip it around his head.
Thanos is a prisoner. For some reason.
VR porn, he has that thing.
So, I'm thinking, in some kind of parallel or alternate universe, this story is after Marvel Cinematic Universe's Phase 3 movies, like after the Infinity War.
So when they already have established these characters already passed a couple of years because Gamora has a different outfit. Have Nova, I guess, from the Nova Corps.
Nova had a movie, and he's there.
Captain Marvel is there, even though it's
Yeah.
in the past, so it's in the present. I guess she survived all those years with her alien energy.
Yeah, she's not gonna age. She's got shit.
She's alien, right? So, I guess, yeah, they don't seem.
But that's just a theory.
Yeah, in theory. It just seems like, yeah, the Infinity Stones. I just don't see like Doctor Strange. At least they haven't shown him being part of like. Other than the Uber driver, hey, let's teleport here.
Yeah, I'll teleport you here. I'll do a magic thing here.
Like,
but,
even in the story when the Rocket goes like, hey, tell him.
With all these characters, not everybody's going to be the main
Yeah, but what Rhea's going to say, yeah, I know about Power Stone. Yeah, what should I punch or kick? You know, they feel so out. They don't
what should I punch or
fit.
kick? He kicks a fucking monster.
Yeah, but that's what it feels like. That's what he's there for, just waiting for. What should we? You know, like, Hagar makes sense because, I'm not sure if you noticed, where the Avenger Tower is merging with New Metro City.
Yeah.
Which is the big city. New York and New Metro. I think that's fantastic.
And Ryu was in Metro City because Abigail was released and Ryu was fighting Abigail.
So then he got cut up.
Done.
And then it feels for him, saving his city makes sense. Frank West reporting all this craziness.
Yeah, I get it. That makes sense.
Where's Ryu?
Fuck. He's looking for the next fight, asshole.
Yeah, it just looks...
Looking for the next fight.
It's just like, Ryu,
you know how you could
here.
just add that into
you
anything?
You don't belong
hey,
here.
Ryu, why are you, like,
What's Spencer's
in the
doing?
front lines
He's not even
of
in the army
World
no
War
more.
II? I'm looking for the next fight.
Spencer's not even in the army no more, so why he's still wearing the army?
I don't know anything about Spencer.
And it just feels very like those characters, because of how the Marvel story is very cinematic. It makes these characters that barely has any story and is very vague in their stories feel less of an impact.
But here's the thing: like you're saying that, but think about it. Some characters have to be in there because of just history, like the legacy of the game.
Right.
So you're gonna have to fucking shoehorn in some characters that you can't really make something out about it. But they just, just fucking put them in there because people complain.
Which it makes sense, but if you look at Ultimate Marvel...
And this is another reason, like I said before, which is if they make a story that's not just about the fight, the story part will be a lot better.
Yeah, which is fantastic. That's what I said. The Ultimate Marvel intros, the little clips, trailers, they all had their story of their own, and they all made sense.
If you say so.
In a sense. So we have, somebody trying to get the G virus. That is a mutation. Mutation is a mutant. Magneto doesn't want that. He wants to know about that. But Chris wants to stop it. But
the thing is, like, in all these things, right, are these all just like art and panels of
it's
writing?
It's a trailer. Like a trailer. Like,
okay.
It's just the literally CG trailers that it shows this happening.
But you're seeing a trailer of bits and pieces of stuff you don't really need to write, just stuff that people can assume there's more to it. It's kind of a lazy way to write stuff. It's just like,
a better presentation.
This kind of makes sense. People will make think it'll make sense. Let's put it in there. But there's still nothing. Like, you're not gonna be like, I highly doubt you're gonna go ask the guy who made the trailer or whatever and be like, so what made you think about this? And they're gonna be like, well, I had this 600-page novel written out about how they got to that point.
3 books.
Yeah,
more.
fuck that. It's not. You're giving it too much credit.
I do, but what I'm trying to say is, at the end of the day, everything feels sync. With Doctor Doom fighting upstairs in the ceiling with Captain America and Chun-Li, which is Interpol and type of, fighting the big villain. And it just makes sense why that is happening. And because of that fight, things were crashing down, which he hit to Hagar, and Hagar is pissed off because now his city is messed up because of that. And because Dormammu falling is, everything literally makes sense. It's an ecosystem of what is happening. And it gives reason, at least, oh, maybe he's there because of this. Oh, he's there because of that. Not like, hey, I'm standing here with karate-gi. You guys have gems. Where can I sleep?
I think you need to just play out the story before you give.
It's gonna be the most important thing.
Before you give like this much thought into it, just because you're not getting it right away, because they're not gonna show you 2-3 hours of story.
But they didn't have to in Ultimate, right?
Because they didn't have it.
What do you mean? They had a book and a comic book of it, and they had all these things about it. They even had a full-length trailer that even shows something, literally a story structure of it.
Okay. And
you
it wasn't
don't
that
remember
good.
it?
I remember, and it wasn't that good.
Not good?
No, I saw it. I was like, all right, cool, whatever. Let me play this fucking game.
But then that phase through the CG trailers that I'm telling you, and then to the extended intro, that played out in an ecosystem about it all together. Like
that was it's cool because they had a lot more time to do that stuff.
Okay.
It all has a reason why it's not as polished, bro. You know this.
No, I'm not saying polished. It's just I just wanted to feel it is, but I say it doesn't feel ecosystem. Like, it doesn't feel like everything is part of it. It's just, once again, it feels like a Marvel thing because Marvel's paying the money, and it feels like it's Capcom character sprinkle when that's never been a case prior.
Bro, right now, the fucking janitor took his hat off, listening to you going, God damn it, no matter what I do, it isn't enough for this guy.
No, I'm just saying that the character involvement of Capcom feels weaker in this presentation of the game than any other.
Absolutely.
It just feels weaker in terms of story. It doesn't mean it's going to be bad, it just feels weaker. That's it. Which is a shame because Capcom is not in a good shambles for them to be playing a background character.
It's about Marvel right now. Marvel's what's making this game.
Marvel's the reason the money they have.
Yeah.
So they're
shining. Don't worry about the Capcom characters. It's Marvel.
That's right.
Marvel's the reason this makes money.
That's right.
If it was Capcom versus Capcom, we wouldn't be having like this big fucking...
What do we have from the zip files that it hasn't been confirmed yet?
So from the zip files, based off of what I've noticed, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's a death zip file.
Okay.
Death.zip, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go ahead and say I highly doubt that that's going to be a character, because for the most part in the comics, if it's the death that they're talking about, the death that they're talking about is almost like a companion that follows Thanos, because Thanos has the ability to bring death upon the whole universe.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm assuming, this is what I'm going to think. If it's written the way I think it's going to be written, where it's not too deep, Thanos is going to have to make a choice, and in one of those moments, he's going to have to make a really important choice, and maybe death comes out, and maybe she tries to sway him one way versus the other.
Okay. He's the only person can do that, is there? So.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, next zip file is Hunter. Hunter.zip. Now, worst case scenario, in that world in Wakanda / wherever the hell the monster hunters are, maybe it makes a cameo and helps you kill the character, right?
I'm gonna cry, and I will cry until I cry blood.
And if it does, it still doesn't mean that person that made a cameo, like how Black Panther's making a cameo,
that's right,
couldn't be released later.
Very
so
true.
That one's still up in the air. That one definitely could or couldn't be a DLC. I'm leaning more towards it could be a DLC.
What about if it's one of like those symbiotic generic ass thing, and it's a generic ass hunter just going
level 1 with the little,
and then they kill him,
little
and then they and the real goes like, oh no, and then they fling him,
and then you'll be depressed but still playing the game for a couple of days.
Oh my god.
Winter Soldier was another character.
Yeah.
He's definitely looks like he's gonna be DLC. There's a zip file, Restraint Thanos. I don't know why it was there, but he's restrained. I don't know if like you're gonna have to fight him while he's trying to get out of restraints, or I don't know if it's gonna be a weird Thanos fight, or if it's just like that file is just there because they had to make a model of Thanos.
Yeah.
In the restraints.
With that thing in the head and stuff. Okay, makes perfect sense. Yeah.
So it could be either or. I'm leaning more towards just because he's just in there.
Yeah.
Symbiote Soldier I talked about before. That's what I think about Symbiote Soldier. It's gonna be Spider-Man with the symbiote stuff on him and not Flash Thompson.
Yep.
Venom, definitely going to be a DLC. And that's the last name that is a standout other than Sigma and Black Panther that were confirmed.
Which is already does that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, when the game releases, with the 30 characters we got, what characters are you looking forward to play?
All right. Dante, definitely. If there's a Monster Hunter character, 100%.
No.
Oh, right now.
Launch.
Gotcha.
Whatever you got.
Did I pay for the DLCs?
I don't know.
So
you
I
still won't.
Panther?
You still won't fucking
pre-order it.
The time is now, bro.
I know, right? Dante, definitely. Doctor Strange looks really interesting for me. He looks different. Surprisingly enough, X doesn't cause me. It looks a little bit too straightforward to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But why is that surprising? I never pictured you like even when we played before something about X being in the game. I never pictured you for someone that would like actually play him.
But Zero looks great though.
He does, but the thing is too is like there's characters that I know a lot of people are gonna play, and I don't feel like even Gamora. Like I want to play Gamora, but a lot of people I think are gonna play.
She sounds boring.
She's gonna be new though.
She sounds boring. She don't look boring. She sounds boring.
Lore wise, she's boring. Lore wise, she's boring.
I'm hitting you, shot you.
Yeah, she doesn't want to do all that shit, but she's doing it anyway.
Jeddah, definitely. Jeddah will be
too.
there.
We're gonna fight for him.
Yeah, Jeddah, Dante, and Doctor Strange so far, and yeah.
As soon as I see footage, I'm interested. I'm gonna see how interested I am in Ghost Rider Dormammu and Firebrand. But I do want to try out Gamera. I still want to try out.
Of course.
Because she's new. I still want to try out Rocket to see kind of what's going on. Hopefully I can get past the voice. Doctor Strange.
He looks good, man.
The Hulk, I want to jump off the walls with the Hulk.
I totally forgot about him. Literally, I totally forgot about him.
Jeddah, of course. Hagar because of the barrel. And my main's going to be Thanos. So.
This guy, Dormammu. I want to see how he plays.
Yeah.
Because I think he was very interesting. I really like his play style before with the whole channeling energy. Yeah. That with reality style. I think it's gonna be fantastic. He super looked good before.
I think zoning based characters aren't gonna be as oppressive in this game. But they're it's still gonna be cool. But like let's say like if you pick a zoner team, like comparatively strength-wise, I don't think it'll be as strong as, let's say, like 3 zoners in a team in Marvel 3 as opposed to 2 zoners in
But maybe
game.
he plays different. You know, maybe he's sprinkle enough different moves that he's different now. And he had really good level 3. He had really cool stuff and animations. And I think that makes me interesting, looking forward to see what he's going to do. I really look to see what he's going to do. Speaking of animations, too, I'm not sure if you noticed, and it's nitpicking. So I'm not sure if you see Nemesis supers when he does it. The ones that he rockets you and then he jumps on you.
Yeah.
So some of those animations that they already had, they're watered down here, right? Like you don't see the whole that he jumps really fast or really high and then he lands like a missile on you. You literally see him jumping like a regular jump, like maybe more higher, but just
like the sound effect, like the effects just
doesn't
aren't
have
there.
Anything. It's
I remember when Yipes was looking at Spencer. There was like a specific move he really liked doing. He was saying like, "Yo, man, it has no oomph to it." Like, cause it was a move. I don't know. It was like the one that that one that just crushes you. Mm-hmm. Like it just felt kind of like you said. It just didn't have that.
And even Doctor Strange, the impact palm, right? He has like a circle of magic around him, and it's fine, whatever. It just doesn't. Oh, he hit him with that it stunned him. You just feel like a regular hit. Oh, he's crumpled. Like it just feels like that. That little sparkle, I guess, or whatever. It doesn't feel enough, at least to show like, oh, but he did it before. Why is not doing it now?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I guess. So I noticed. I was like, hey, what's going on with that? Interesting. The same thing with Dante when he shoots, like the last shot he does, they don't look special, and they're supposed to be special, you know.
Well, I mean, Chun-Li's face got fixed now, but who knows what?
Yeah,
what else will be?
great.
What else will be fixed in that
Look at
day
King
one
of Fighters,
patch?
how they change all this lighting on things, and that's it. That's good. All they need to do is release for $39.99 a skin mod for Ultimate Marvel style effects, and people will buy it.
Wow. It sucks too, because it'd be like, fuck, his looks really good.
Yeah. It'd be like, people buy it. Go ahead.
Any top picks for DLC that you would want? Your
Yes.
personal preference.
Yes.
Again, personal preference,
Yes.
guys.
Yes. So definitely it's gonna be mostly X-Men, which is gonna be Cyclops, obviously. Not even gonna cry about Magneto because I know that's a team subject, but definitely Cyclops, Magic, which is Colossus' sister, will be my first two. I would love to see Sentry. For Marvel.
He was gonna be on my list, but
Definitely Sentry. He's like a Superman of the Marvel.
with the power of a million suns.
Think about it, that would be cool. You know, you do Dormammu power of the power, and then he does power of the thousand sun or whatever, and then it makes sense. Definitely Sentry will be there, and Magic, like I mentioned, Cyclops 100%, or in Cyclops, like it wouldn't be regular Cyclops, like Cyclops from 2099, you know, or something that is different, or the new Cyclops that is in the thing with the X in it, you know, or those characters would be really interesting for me. Would be top pick. Monster Hunter character 100% has to be there. And I don't want, as sad as this sound, I don't want a Okami or a Beautiful Joe character in this game.
People are raging about those.
Yeah,
two.
they do, and they don't use them though. They rage about him. They get him, and they never use them.
A lot of the rage was because a lot of these characters weren't like the meta characters. You know what I mean? Oh, we got Firebrand. Gee, thanks. Like, he had cheap stuff, but he wasn't like popular or. You know, like Frank West, cool. Yeah, he has cool stuff, but he wasn't one of the popular ones.
Not at all. Yeah. But Frank West, then again, the games make sense. You know, the recent games. And the last two I would pick is either I want another Resident Evil character, even if it is, you know, for something a little bit more obscure that people barely know, or bring a different type of Jill. Like Jill is releasing the game again, the Underwater Revelation. Put that Jill Revelation there, and I need a Devil May Cry character. You know, there's different multiple characters, you know, they could put Nero, you know.
Lady.
They could put Lady, which already had the DLC for Trish, which would be great. Trish can be as Lady Camouflage in here. Why not? She can do that. Or just any character from another Devil May Cry game will be good. Because Dante feels alone.
He does, honestly.
And he's a loner, I get it.
I don't want Virgil, though.
Which is fine, as long as it's not Virgil from the new DMC.
Nero, I think a lot of, like, Nero's one of those people that are like, that people want because they don't got it.
And not sure if you play a lot of Devil May Cry 4.
Nope.
Okay. But Nero is a character that in his character model and what he does in playstyle has a lot of mechanics. It's not just hit and slash and I'm powerful because of it. Like his sword, he has like when you, I don't know how you call that when you're doing a motorcycle.
You rev up.
Quick, and that's swag. You know, he's a youngster. You know, he has that. He has an arm that's stretching. He could pull or punch you and all that stuff. And combining those two mechanics can lead to a lot of things. Yeah. Compare that with a Devil Trigger on top of that, and you have a lot of moves, man. You have a lot of interesting mechanics that can definitely make groundbreaking the game. Wow, that character is really cool.
That sounds too many to be accessible.
It does. But look how they did to Dante. They made him accessible.
Yeah.
Right, and I think he will be great. Definitely, Devil May Cry character has to be there, at least to fill in the gap of those characters are lonely. That's it. That will be my pick. Jill, Devil May Cry character, Cyclops from 2099 or the new recent Cyclops. Yes, I guess classic. I guess, but I wouldn't even suggest the classic one. Or
more updated. I guess
the last one would be Cable.
Yeah, one of my mains.
Cable, man. Any version of Cable, literally any version. Yeah. You know, the Avengers, the X-Men Cable, any Cable would be fantastic because he will play great, and he was very surprisingly fan base. You know, acclaimed in Marvel too. Everybody loved him. His sprites look great.
Yeah.
He played different. He had the whole holding the gun. He had a little animation that would be great. Even his wind pulse with his arm.
He had a lot of stuff from different angles. Like he technically had a DP with scimitar or whatever. You know, like
he had the grenades, and he would pull the pin and throw them. Yeah. So there was a lot of effort put into that character, which I think and it paid off, which would be good. That would be.
I would love Cable. Mm-hmm. For me, like Capcom side, I would like Donovan from
Darkstalkers.
Darkstalkers. Like for Capcom side, I would like a lot of characters that I just used to play before. You know, like just because I liked them for a reason, so I played them. Like Cable, like you said, Cable's one of them. Donovan was one of them. And other than that, I would like stuff they haven't tapped into, but with female characters. Like I would like a female Power Stone character.
Yes.
Any female Rival Schools character, Rival Schools character, any female Plasma Sword character, like any female character from stuff they just haven't put in there like for a while. You know what I mean? Like sprinkle some of that stuff in. Marvel side, for diversity of like ethnicity, right? For ethnicity's sake, I would like the Miss Marvel Kamala Khan version.
You want her as a skin, or you want her
as her own character? Cause she's
different.
She has different stuff. She's like her origin's weird. It's like after Black Bolt let something loose, she kind of came across it like some cloud, and it encased her, and it gave her inhuman like abilities, and she could technically, if she's in the game, you don't need a Super Scroll because she can do stuff different like she can just do stuff with her hands and like and her limbs and her size, and she could technically like she has like technically like a healing factor and like the what's the thing that Mystique has where she could change into other people?
Shapeshift.
Maybe she could shapeshift and she could have like 12s from.
Oh, that would be cool. Super.
Like he could change into like a stronger version of the character that's out at the moment, like stuff like that. It's not a mechanic that hasn't been. It's not a mechanic that's been used in a long time. So
that'll be good.
I think it'll be good for.
She looks rad. She looks amazing.
I love her outfit. Looks amazing. I love her outfit. I love her look, and she is a different ethnicity to have in a fighting game.
Other than Black Panther.
No, I mean like that's. I mean, there's black people too, but like
in Marvel. Who else?
No, I'm just saying like in general.
No, but I'm saying, but in Marvel at least
slightly. No, yeah, but it's only in general, just like Adam Warlock, because he's a counter to Thanos in a way, like
and related to the whole story.
Yes, like shh, don't tell anybody. They don't know yet in the Marvel universe. In the Marvel Cinematic Universe, like I would like for him to have like some type of because he does have a evil version of himself. Like I would like him to have some type of power up, but it's like almost like an evil Ryu kind of thing, where he just turns into his evil form for a little while or something, but then he controls it like when the super ends. And
you want him to have a new version outfit, or you want to have this really hippie style he has?
No, he has
big hair and everything.
His new style like from like 2008 is still modern enough to be pretty good because it's like all black and red, not like some weird little
yellow with the big fro.
Yeah. like he had like my grandma do his hair or something for church. Another one would be Annihilus. He's like a bug type of villain. He's got like he's almost to the level of those guys that I mentioned. Like he's another big bad guy.
Okay.
But he's from another another. I don't know if it's another dimension or another plane of existence, but in the same dimension. I can't remember what it is, but it's called the Negative Zone.
Yes.
And it's where it's just a place where physics, like the usual way physics work in like in a dimension, don't work the same.
Okay.
And he's like I forgot how he was created, but he's like he's basically like he's strong, but then he got like some cosmic power thing, some cosmic like thing on his chest.
I think I see him. He has like white hair around his shoulder.
No, he's mainly like green and purple, big wings, looks like a big like bug bat thing, and he controls like a whole army of bug stuff. Like he had a
Devora.
Yeah, he could have a whole army of them. He controls stuff. I think he'll be interesting to.
Ant-Man can fight him.
Yes, they would have funny dialogue if Ant-Man is like DLC. He has like energy blast, shield, telepathy, telekinesis, and the usual like why does he have all this stuff kind of thing,
Gotcha.
But he's the big bad guy, so yeah.
I haven't seen him. You have to show me.
Okay. I mean, that's all I got for like what I would like specifically.
Would Scarlet Witch count as Marvel now, right?
Nah, she's still weird.
She's in the movie.
But she's still weird. I don't know.
And then she would be completely crappy because she would be Mary Kay Ashley also and whatever.
Well,
like a Full House car comes and drops her off.
Is that?
Oh, that's her sister, not her.
No, that's
okay.
not the twins. Right?
Okay, no, that's her sister. Of the twins.
Yeah. But like,
but she will count, right? As Marvel Cinematic, she's in the movie.
I can't even say. I'm not. I need a lawyer in the room for that.
Gotcha.
So that's about it. That's about all I got, except for there's one thing I wanted to bring up, and this is like, I didn't really feel like the anger of people, right, about the X-Men, because in the standpoint I had, right.
You better finish that sentence correctly. The
standpoint I had was like, I don't want to fucking see more Wolverine. I'm tired of Wolverine. I don't want to see, like, I was like, I don't care. Give me something I haven't seen. Because I'm more like, give me something I haven't seen.
Yes.
Not like I'm upset I can't see the same stuff over and over again.
Yes.
But it still sucks that the X-Men are gone. And I happened to be watching, like, a YouTube video about some stuff. And then, like, it happened to the next video, I had it on autoplay so the next video loaded up. And I didn't stop it. It's a video I saw years ago, but it didn't have an effect on me as it did now. And it's basically... it's from WatchMojo.com. Super famous.
I heard about that.
Super legible, like, top 10 list. They have really good top 10 lists. Like, they do their info, right? They do their shit, right, to make it legit. And it's top 10 Marvel events.
Okay.
Ever. Like, the top 10 biggest events that had the biggest culmination, the biggest change, like, that happened within that. The biggest thing that changed the universes in the history that had the most kind of characters kind of bulk up together, right? And as it was going down, I was like, no wonder people are upset. Like, let me list down the top 10. Top 10, number 10, Avengers versus X-Men.
Oh, amazing.
The one that you showed me about, incredible. Like, them fighting about Hope. Yeah. And, who gets to protect Phoenix, her and all that stuff. Messiah Complex. It's another X-Men one. Okay. It's like it's basically before Hope. It's like when she's born, she's the first mutant born after Scarlet Witch did the thing. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So they send her to the future and all that crap. Something called Siege. I don't remember this one, but it was like something about Norman Osborn. Like S.H.I.E.L.D. got disbanded. Norman Osborn got put as a director as something that replaced S.H.I.E.L.D., which was called Hammer. And Loki, like, influences him to take the Dark Avengers and invade Asgard. And then, it sounds crazy already, right? Crazy. But number 7 was Onslaught.
Incredible, dude. Onslaught? Bro, don't even get me started. Because remember, Onslaught is when they have Heroes Reborn. Everybody die, and they have to literally revive everybody and start from scratch. Hulk being dumb, Iron Man having the crappy suit.
Yeah.
That's how much of an impact that was.
Number 6 was Secret Invasion, which was the Skrull stuff. When Skrulls, like, infiltrating all of the heroes, like, being, like...
shape-shifting
and taking them in their place or whatever. Secret Wars 1, which we mentioned earlier, which was where Spider-Man got his symbiote suit because this guy named the Beyonder made this... a planet itself called Battle World, and it had all the heroes or whatever come together and... for big battle royale to see who get, like, whatever they wanted. Basically, he granted them, like, whoever wins gets whatever they want. Infinity Gauntlet was number 4, which is all the Thanos stuff with the gems and the Infinity Stone and killing half of the universe and all that stuff. Number 3, Civil War,
there's so many Civil Wars. That's why.
Yeah, the Registration Act one, the original one where, like, it just
Captain America and
Iron Man. We're seeing a lot of X-Men here, right?
Extremely.
But then when we get to number 2 and number 1 is really what makes me go like, wow, this is like really why people were upset, because so many big things in Marvel involve the X-Men. We got Age of Apocalypse as number 2. Oh my God, I totally forgot about that. And House of M as number 1.
Bro.
And I'm looking at the years that this stuff come up, right? Age of Apocalypse was mid-90s, Onslaught mid-90s, and then I'm like, Well, obviously that's why they're the last bosses in all those games around that time, and why there were so many X-Men. Because these stories must have been huge.
And going through through the years, right? Looking about the '90s, right? And we were younger, but there's still, there was still a fan base already of adults going through this when this was still skyrocketing. '90s is when this, was skyrocketing. With the famous artist, I forgot his name again. But whatever the artist that was at that moment was making those comics look fresh and clean, not look like those big.
Was it Jim Lee?
I think it's Jim Lee. I think it is. Maybe I'm gonna research a little bit more, but I believe. But he made it look non old, whatever.
Yeah, it was a fresh new look.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's when Spider-Man was incredibly everywhere. Yeah, those things are historic, definitely historic. And
it's like after that, I definitely got it. I definitely got like, so why so many people were angry, because those stories affected so many people.
And the diversity also, if you look about the Marvel has a lot of little different paths and stuff like that, but they always revolve around most likely the same thing. With the X-Men involved in that, they also involve the Avengers, but they still being the main scenario is them,
Yeah.
And literally shit happening incredibly in a catastrophic war colliding thing.
Yeah.
When that happened, when the Infinity Stone happened, it wasn't just the Avengers, They even went to fight alone.
I mean, Wolverine had a real big part.
Extremely.
Like a lot of people had big parts in it.
Extreme. And I get it, Wolverine and stuff like that, but it's still, he's an X-Men. You can't... One of the big thing was Wolverine being an Avenger.
Yeah.
That was a big thing. You abandoned the X-Men to be, and that's huge. So, and there's Erase.
So anyway, that's basically it.
That's why Cyclops is gonna be
in
this game. Think about how his voice is gonna look all stale with no color. How amazing that's gonna
be. And then like Star-Lord's gonna be in it, and then they're gonna talk about Cyclops' dad.
Oh my god, yo! And he comes with both ships.
No, that's not gonna happen. Star-Lord's not gonna be in the game. I refuse.
Gladiator would be cool.
Yeah.
Gladiator and Sentry.
In the same team, like two Supermen.
That's awesome.
I guess, but they have to be kind of different.
Of course. Like Zero and Mega Man. But yeah, I think I didn't know about that top list, but House on M, I'm gonna totally approve, not being biased about it. But yeah, think about it. She extinguished all the X-Men at the end. All the mutants. So that can count for many other things.
I mean, she's strong enough to do it in the real world.
Yes. So maybe she did it now.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
But that's it. Oh, she did that. All right, there's no mutants. No, bring it back.
She's Scarlet Witch.
Bring it back.
She's still legible.
All right, so
any random things? I got one random thing.
I do too. Go ahead. One each. That's it.
One each. Yeah, just one each. Let's wrap it up. I don't like the animation for air teching a grab in MVCI.
I haven't. You have to show me.
If you guys are looking for content, Maximilian Dude DOOD, like, he's had a lot of time with the game and captured a lot of footage, and also a guy from Tyrant from England or Britain or
not US.
Europe. I think Europe is the most accurate, the accurate one. He's had a lot of he's captured tons of footage of the game. Those two guys is what you're gonna want to look at if you want to look into like seeing footage. But the air tech, it just looks. It's like a weird. You know how we always make fun of the grabs in Smash and like Smash Melee or Smash 64. It's just like where the guys just completely like they just get perfectly still, look at each other's soul, and then an animation happens. It kind of in the same realm. When I find footage again
air grabs?
of it, air grabs, specifically air grab teching.
Okay, I got it.
When you see it, it's just like a. So yeah, I hope they fix that. I hope that's something that one of them go, that looks kind of weird. Let's fix that in the future.
I don't think they will fix it. If it's already there, it's gonna be there forever. The one thing I have is that this game, I'm gonna concern about the lifespan of it, how Street Fighter was. Even thought about the critics about Street Fighter, how it was, and at the end now, but Street Fighter had a lot of hype about it, behind it, extremely hype, and I'm a little bit concerned about the lifespan of this game. Because this can be the last deception that they can have as a versus series, or it could be the one to revive it all. This is it. This is the game that's gonna be, look, we made it. We back into the business. Or this can be like, guys, we let you down one more time. Take it out.
But that's kind of how Marvel 3 was.
No, not really. I'm gonna disagree a little bit about it because remember Marvel 2, there was no other Capcom game huge like that happened. Street Fighter X Tekken was a big failure in that, and then Marvel 3 was such a great game compared to that.
Yeah.
So we have Street Fighter 5, which was such a letdown, and now we have Marvel. Marvel cannot be a letdown. Marvel has to be the one to make it. And if he does, then Capcom has a brighter future. If he doesn't, dude, they're gonna burn forever.
Like I keep saying, if you're worried about the lifespan, 80% of that worry is gonna come true if the netcode is bad. Netcode is gonna be a big part of it because
it is, because that's what keeps people playing the game.
Yeah.
That's what, even if tournaments are great, that's what keeps people playing. Absolutely. But I have faith, as everything it is. I have faith that this Marvel is gonna be back because then that means that Deathlock 18 is back in business. If not, then let's go back to Final and
Final Fantasy,
That's right.
Monster Hunter World.
Yeah, just don't even listen. I have enough to even get a Switch, right, guys? But anyway, guys, just make sure to follow us on our social media. We have Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, and that's it, right? Double KO Radio. Oh, one word, Double KO Radio. Just make sure to follow, like, subscribe. Leave a comment for what you think about this and your prediction, or if you're really looking forward to Marvel or Infinite, or you're gonna wait until people get some reviews and later play it out. All right, guys, take care.
Take care, guys. Subscribe to our YouTube.
Double KO.